It's the season finale of Agent Carter, where all of our various plotline gets wrapped up together in a nice little bow. Well, mostly. It's Agent Carter, Season 2, Episode 10. Hollywood Ending. Alright, spoilers ahead, just so you've been warned. So this is the big Season 2 ending finale of Agent Carter, and a somewhat appropriately titled Hollywood Ending for both the plus and the minus. Yes, this is the end of Peggy's Hollywood adventure, or so it might seem. But also Hollywood Ending tends to imply a sort of cheesy, quick wrap-up where everybody's all happy at the end. And unfortunately, they do kind of go in that direction in this episode. Now, it starts out right where the last episode left off, with Wilkes exploding with the Dark Force, with the Zero Matter, in the room with Whitney and Vernon. Ends up being that explosion blew all of the dark matter out of Jason, and he is fine. The gamma bomb has not gone off. That seems fine. Vernon Masters is nowhere to be seen, but Whitney Frost is there, who, of course, gathers the pools of dark force that they find in the room, gathers them up into her, and then starts the slow monster walk towards our team of good guys. Now, at the very least, Peggy has the great line of run, which is always the smartest thing in these situations when you have some super-powered villain coming at you. Unfortunately, again, it's that same slow, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, slow walk of just like, I am coming to get you, which was nicely ended with being hit by the car by Jarvis, who seems appropriately happy that he gets to do some more damage to Whitney Frost. And of course, we have the return of Dominic Cooper as Howard Stark, who is just the comic relief. He is hilarious kind of in every scene. His little quips, especially that opening bit with Jarvis, is, she's a 2-time Academy Award nominee. Oh, well, it was just really just kind of nice, quick dialogue. That's one of the high points of the episode. But it really immediately moves on to clearing things up. And again, from a story standpoint, we have Whitney that is working to try and open up the rift further. And our team decides to just, instead of trying to come up with new plans, to go and steal hers. Also, very smart, very nice. I'd like that movement of ideas. But once it kind of gets through that point, it gets a little cheesy and a little quick. They're able to come up with a solution very quickly. They build a bomb, and the whole buildup of Whitney Frost being this very dangerous, very deadly, very formidable opponent, I think really gets tossed to the wayside. Once they open up the rift and it draws Whitney to them, she just kind of walks up, stands between the gamma cannon and the rift, and is just, all right, come on, give it to me. And they shoot her, blows it all out of her, and she's done. It was done like that. She didn't even hurt Pamberley, who just sort of passed out, I guess, as she walked up behind him. Nice that more people aren't dying, but it just seemed to be a really quick way of dying. I mean, again, even in the beginning when she's doing that monster walk after them, we know that she can work the Zero Matter, the Dark Force energy from a distance. We saw that in the Arena Club. Here, it's just, again, a very slow walk. We're not really getting the danger, the menace out of her. And because it wraps up so quickly, it was just a little kind of disappointing. And then really where the big drama comes to is hey, their technology doesn't work again. It's too much of an easy trope for everything that they have done here. And I know it tends to be a little cheesy, a little old 40s style, and a little old in that manner. I thought that they took a couple of just cheap, quick, and easy directions with this. Just, again, coming up that the big problem with closing the rift is, oh my God, our remote doesn't work again. So someone's got to go in and manually shut it off. And we've just seen this so many times. It's just such an overused trope. I just wish they would have gone into something a little bit more interesting for that direction. Now, I do feel a bit for Manfredi, who is, I mean, yes, he's a mobster, but he has done a lot, he has given a lot, he's acted a lot in the interests of love to try and woo Whitney. But unfortunately, as the Dark Force has taken over her, she has just become more and more obsessed with that and pushing him to the side, which is, of course, why he ends up going to Peggy Carter and Howard Stark to kind of work that partnership to get them into the house and to get the plans that Whitney is working on. And I did love that bit between Stark and Manfredi. It just shows that Howard knows everybody. And again, these are nice, lighthearted moments. These worked really good. But while you're in and stealing the secret plans and you have limited time, is this really the appropriate time for Salza and Peggy to have like little flirty conversations? I know they have to move things forward, but that just seemed kind of a inappropriate time. Focus, people, focus. And so everything tends to wrap up, like I said, in a nice little bow. Nice bit with Jack, really showing, him delving in more. He actually took their food orders. That was very nice. And then when he finds Vernon's bag, that's where things start to open stuff up. Now, the file he pulls out is the one that he got from England. That is the Peggy Carter file. Not really sure what the importance lays out in that, if that is a false file. Maybe that's just evidence left around, but he does find that the arena pin is actually a key, and this is where they start to set things up for a potential season 3. We haven't, again, gotten a confirmation that there actually will be a season 3, but they do lay out a couple of these plot points. One is that Peggy might end up staying in L.A. Nice scene between her and Jarvis, as Jarvis kind of convinced her, yes, you have a lot of reasons to go back to New York, but maybe you only need one to stay. That one reason being Daniel Salza, where they have a nice back and forth where he accuses her of, hey, you're kind of a doublespeak, you're all ready to sacrifice yourself for someone else, but when it comes for someone else to sacrifice, then you're like, no, nobody gets to die. Yeah. Which plays back to their conversations and instances before, which is really nice. Then they go into lip lock, and it's all very happy. Which sends Jack back to New York by himself, who at the very last shot, bam, gets axed in his hotel room, shot to the chest, where the mysterious killer comes in and takes that Peggy Carter file, which is why I said, now I believe that was completely made up. It was a false file to look official in order for him to have leverage against Peggy. Why then go and take it? Is it just revenge against him kind of betraying Vernon Masters in the Arena Club? Now, we never did see what happened to Vernon Masters, so he can still be out there. This might be simply revenge on Jack for turning on the Arena Club. There might be something more to this file. Again, these are all little plot points that may end up playing out in Season 3. The Arena Club key, this particular file, going into Vernon Masters, they do lay a lot of ideas that they could go in. But we don't know whether or not there will be a Season 3. It said Haley Atwell has been cast in Convictions, which is another ABC series. We don't know if that is one of the little mini-series, like 10 episodes, like Agent Carter is, or if they might still use her in a mid-season bit, or if they're going to bring her back as just in flashbacks of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We don't know. So that is something that we kind of have to hold on for. Now, one of the things I did really like with the wrap-up of Whitney Frost is, again, the very direct motion. They didn't talk, they didn't warn her, they didn't have a conversation. This is going to stop, oh no, Whitney. They didn't do any of that. She walks up to the roof, she gets in front of the gun, boom, fired, done. Of course, as it's all wrapped up, she has pretty much lost her mind talking to the ghost of her dead husband while poor Manfredi just watches on. Really got a feel for that guy. But overall, like I said, a decent episode. It wraps things up nicely. Just a little tropic, just a little predictable in its directions where it went. I really think they should have made the last scenes with Whitney more of the focus point and more of the big challenge, as opposed to, like I said, taking her out super quickly and then having the big dramatic moment trying to shut this down because the mechanics don't work. Again, God, if I see one more thing where the remote breaks and they have to go and do the manual shut off or turn on or ignition or whatever it is, I'm going to throw up. But otherwise, we've got Jason Wilkes goes to work in Malibu for Howard Stark, working on new projects. Peggy Carter is probably going to stay in LA with Daniel Souza, which will leave her connections with Howard Stark to continue going forward. And that is it for season 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week we have the return of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and we're really diving into the Secret Warriors story with that. That's going to be really exciting. Really hoping that they're going to invest a lot more with their special effects so they can make these bigger instances. That's always been, I think, kind of the drawback, the limitation that they have had in doing a bit more superhero type of stuff. Flash has done a lot with their CGI work. S.H.I.E.L.D. should have a much bigger budget, so I think that can kind of be an inspiration for them to really dive in a lot more. I think the advent of superhero shows on TV has really fed positively back and forth. One show tries something, another show tries something else to kind of outdo, and they can see what works and what doesn't work. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has gone really improved over the past couple of years, and I'm really looking forward for that to come back. So that is next week. If you enjoyed all of my quotations, statements, and feedback on Agent Carter or any other shows, please press like, subscribe, come back every week. We do a good handful of shows, and that will slowly be expanding as time goes on. Comments in the section below. I reply to everything, and it really means a lot to me to hear what you guys think and what your thoughts are on this little video podcast review that I'm doing. Anyway, that's it. We're out of here. I will see you guys next week for the return of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm D, and I am out of here. Y'all take it easy. Bye.